Truck Stop and teamed up with the Boy Market Mentor. Are you ready to take your trucking business to the next level? With Truck Stop Pro, you get access to the best load board in the game, giving you the tools to find higher paying loads and streamline your operation. And right now, you can try the Pro plan free for 30 days, a $159 value. Click the link in the description to claim your free Pro plan and start making smarter moves for your trucking business today.
Warning: the following content contains strong language and may not be suitable for children. This content is primarily for adults, as this is a trucking channel and truckers have filthy mouths. Please don't tweak if I say. Viewer discretion is advised.
What's going on? What's going on? Good evening. How's everybody doing? Come on in. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Let me know where you guys are checking in from. Let's get this show on the road. Shout out to Transportation Boys in the building. Shout out to Rich Jew. What's going on? Rich Jew, great polo. Shout out to everybody that's representing the MGM gang. It's D-Walk. Shout out to Jonathan. What's going on? Representing the Boogie Down Bronx. Titan Spartan representing Dallas. Shout out to Kelvin representing the crib. Kirk Morris representing Jamaica, man. Shout out to We Carry Freight. Florida in the building. Who else we got? Shout out to Pippi. Shout out to Pippi. Shout out to all the moderators. We got, what is this? G representing Missoula. Is that Missoula? Shout out to Cam and Ant. D Jenkins was in the building, spoken, represent Michigan. Chris Lopez is letting me know that the Bears lost. Okay. Hey, man. Hey, listen. Shout out to the Bears, man. Shout out to the Bears. Shout out to Costas. What's going on, Costas? Happy that you could join us today. Kelvin Birch, what's going on? How's everybody doing? All right. We already got 50 people in here. All right. Shout out to everybody that's in here. Let's take a look at the poll. Poll is pinned to the top of the chat. Represent your squad tonight. Represent your squad. Are you team cargo van? Are you team box truck? Are you team semi? Or are you still team, I'm trying to figure it out? You trying to get that mugger together? You trying to get that money up to get in? So far we got what, 27 votes so far. 48% team cargo van. Looks like the cargo van is right in the building tonight. Team box truck 26%, team semi 4%, and 22% is watching to learn because they trying to figure it out. All right, so boom. Every year for the past 3 years, or past two, I've been on YouTube 2.5 years. Came on April of 2022. So 2022, 2023, and this is 2024. So this is my third installment of cargo van versus box truck business. All right, so this is something I do every year around this time, going into the next year. Obviously, the channel grows every year. As you can see, just in here tonight, about 20% of the people still haven't gotten in because they're trying to determine how to get in and where they should get in. All right, so we do this cargo van versus box truck business. Which one is better? Where should you start? All right, I think the people that have been following the channel for the past couple of years, you know which way I'm going with this. That's not going to change. But, you know, like I said, we got new people, so we got to do this all over again. And we'll throw some 2025 sauce on it. All right. Shout out to Dr. Anthony Williams representing the crib. What's going on? 5-star says, how do I vote? Because I have a cargo van and a box truck. Which one do you like better? Vote for which one you like better. Shout out to Raphael Israel cargo van. Let's go. A little slow, but hoping to pick up in the next few months. All right, check this out. Let's get to it. Cargo van versus box truck business. All right. The first thing I want to talk about is just this learning curve. All right. And before we get into my bullet points of my lecture, and I promise I'm only going to keep you guys here a short amount of time, um, the learning curve costs. All right. Now my advice is always to start from humble beginnings. All right. I understand the box truck business is highly promoted. Shoot, even the cargo van business is highly promoted. But I think with the box truck business, the it's just it's more advanced, and that's something that you want to keep in mind uh, when you decide where you're gonna jump into, whether it be a cargo van or a box truck. All right, so the first thing I want to start with is the initial investment. All right, initial investment. All right, cargo van versus box truck. It's going to be cheaper to start a cargo van business. Why? Cargo van is cheaper. All right, now that depends, right? That depends. A lot has changed over the past couple of years. But one thing I can tell you about a cargo van is it holds its value really, really well. All right. Two things that hold their value really, really well are cargo vans and pickup trucks. Cargo vans hold their value extremely, extremely well. I purchased a new cargo van about 9 years ago when I added it to my fleet of trucks, and I was looking to buy a used cargo van, and I was looking, and I kept coming across vans that were with 150, 175, 200,000 miles, and even then they were going for $22,000, $23,000 with that many miles on them. All right. Whereas a brand new van at that particular time was 28, and I got a $5,000 rebate. So it made more sense for me in 2014 when I bought that van, 2014 or 2015, to just buy the new van, pay the extra six. I got a rebate on it and get the newer van. It made more sense. But I'm telling you this story just so you can see how close the used van with 150, 175,000 miles, and this is what the average was versus what a new van was going for at that particular time. Now, there's box trucks out here. There's 26-foot box trucks that are going for similar to some of these cargo vans, depending on if you're going with 3500 or 350, extended wheelbase, high roof, single or dual wheelbase. Those are a little bit more expensive, obviously, than what you would pay for 2500 T250 Ford Transit, 2500 Mercedes, 2500 Ram ProMaster, 2500 Chevrolet Express. Then obviously, as you come down that hierarchy of that powertrain, you got your 1500s, or your 150 for the Ford T150, 2500 Chevy Express, 1500 Chevy Express, 1500 Ram ProMaster, T150, or you can go old school Ford Econoline as well. All right, those are on the lower cost totem pole, a little bit cheaper to get in, and there's nothing wrong with those. A lot of people want to come in with the 2500 series, um, uh, regardless of the manufacturer. High roof, right? Obviously, extended length. Why? Because you get more capacity. All right, more capacity is always better, but they cost more. All right. Here's a tip I'm going to give you, and then we're going to get into initial investment financing. But this all kind of coincides. Amazon has been um, relinquishing a lot of their 2019 and 2020 Mercedes ProMasters and Transits. All right. In this market, they're all over the place. You drive past any Mako, you see 200-300 of them sitting outside the Mako. Every single Mako I've driven past in the city, there's at least about 200 of them sitting outside. I think what they're doing is they're removing the Amazon decals, they're sending them to auction, and I'm noticing that they're popping up on a lot of the mom and pop Arab-owned, Arab-owned, buy here, pay here car lots throughout the city. I've sent a few people who have inquired recently about getting into the box truck business, and I kind of swayed them into the cargo van business, and I swayed them in that direction. There's a guy, his name is Rob. He's in my Discord all the time. He went that route, and he got him a used Amazon. I think he got a Mercedes or a Transit. I think he paid about 19 grand for it. Had about 150,000 miles. Obviously, those are already outfitted. Because the Amazon leaves them the way they are. They just remove the decals. He ended up removing the shelves, but it's a great van, and he's doing expedited in it, and he loves it. All right, so that's a quick tip that Amazon is, they're offloading their 2019, 2020s. They're making way, I believe, for more Rivian vans. All right, so boom, the initial investment, cargo van versus box truck. Cargo van is going to be cheaper. You can find a 1500 series way cheaper than you can find a 26-foot box truck. Now, there are some 26-foot box trucks that I see for $20,000, $30,000, $30,000 to $40,000, and there's some 350 cargo vans, T350s that I see for $40,000 and $50,000 that are used too. Remember, those cargo vans hold their value very, very, very well. Maintenance on these things. It's going to be cheaper to maintain a cargo van. I would recommend, if you're looking for a cargo van, I would first start looking at whatever manufacturer that you want, and I would start looking at those dealerships. So if you're looking at a Ford Transit, I would try initially to buy a Ford Transit from a Ford dealership. All right. One of the main reasons is so you can get that. If they kind of guarantee it, I'm trying to think what it's called right off the bat. It's late, so I'm losing my train of thought. That certification, what do you get? What is it called? Pre-owned certified. All right. See if you can get a pre-owned certified, right? GM is not going to pre-owned certify a Ford. Ford is not going to pre-owned certify a GM, vice versa. Same thing with the Ram. All right. So if you can get something that's pre-owned certified, then you're going to be able to get that from that manufacturer's dealer. If you can't go that direction and you're looking to come down on your costs, then that's when you end up at some of these off lots and some of these mom and pop dealerships, right? All right, so maintenance is going to be cheaper, all right, because you could just take a Transit into Ford, you can take an Express into Chevy or a GMC, and you could take a Ram into a Dodge dealership versus taking a truck into a diesel where you're going to pay a lot more for the labor per hour. Some of these places here are charging $185 an hour and above, right? It's not that expensive getting a cargo van maintained versus a box truck. So your initial investment is going to be a lot cheaper. The insurance on the cargo van is going to be cheaper as well than a box truck. A box truck is bigger. It's more liability at stake. All right. So I'm just getting through the financial aspect of a cargo van versus box truck. And then we'll get into more of the, what you can do with either one. And my, the preferred way I usually advise people to come in. So we'll save that for a little bit later. Let's get into market demands now. Let's get into market demands and opportunities. There's a lot you can do with both, right? Now, there's more you can do with a cargo van. I think a cargo van is more versatile. I think it's more versatile than a box truck, and I'm going to tell you why. With a cargo van, there's just so much more you can do. You can do dedicated, you can do OTR, and you can supplement. Whereas with a box truck, it's a little bit harder to supplement. And what I mean by supplement is, say you're running local, right? You're running local with a 26-foot box truck. And let's say you have a dedicated route with, let's say, T-Force, or let's say you have a dedicated route with R&L, or you have a dedicated route with, I don't know, Curry, right? You got a dedicated route. You're doing your dedicated route every day. You usually finish around 2 or 3 in the afternoon, but you want to make some more money, right? What opportunities do you have with a 26-foot box truck on some of these gig apps? There's opportunities, but not as much as there are for the cargo vans, all right? With Curry, when opportunities pop up, it's like who's ever the quickest, you know what I'm saying, is who gets it. but they're not as plentiful, meaning they're not dropping like every 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 minutes like you see on some apps like Rody or Spark, right? So not that many opportunities. Now there's apps like Dispatch that may present more opportunities than an app like Curry. There's also apps like Freight. All right. So you have to have all these apps. But what I've noticed from just doing my research from field surveys with the apps, because I've been, field surveying some of these apps to do a little compare and contrast, is that a lot of the stuff drops in the morning. People are quick to it, and that's pretty much it. All right. Now, on the flip coin, you have a dedicated route with your cargo van. You're doing office supply, let's say for Waco, or office supply for Capstone, Staples, or office supply for T-Force, Office Depot, something dedicated. You're doing medical courier work, all right? Dedicated, all right? For let's say Spoke, whatever it is, well, whoever the 3PL is, whatever you're doing something dedicated. Loadout is usually about 5:30, 6 a.m. You usually wrap that up about 1, 2, 3, 4 in the afternoon. And you're a hustler. You're not ready to go home. There's more money to be made. You made about $300 already. What can you do? There's a lot you can do versus what the 26-foot box truck can do. You got Go Share. All right, Go Share. Opportunities are popping up throughout the day. It gives you 30 seconds to look at the scope of the work. And if you're in the area or something that you want to take, you take it. Not everything is right at that moment and on demand. Sometimes they drop things for the next day. All right. You accept it if you want. If you don't, what else? Curry is another one. But the thing with Curry is the same thing. As things pop up, it's more on demand. They have things that they'll drop for the next day. Not as much. Curry is more of an on-demand thing. You have Amazon Flex that you can use in your van, which you'll be doing parcel package delivery, similar to what the DSPs do, or grocery deliveries. You have Spark, which is Walmart, which is pretty much groceries. And Walmart Spark also partners with some other retailers where you may pick some things up from other retailers. It's just not Walmart. There's catering delivery apps delivered. You have Shipped. There's a plethora of different delivery apps that work better with a cargo van than a 26-foot box truck, because what you're delivering is small parcel things. So it's more versatile, more efficient than a 26-foot box truck. There's so many people that order things now because we just live in a lazy society that if you literally just every app you came across, download them and had them on, you could make money in your cargo van. The one that I see that I like the most is Rody. UPS acquired Rody about 3 years ago. Obviously, UPS, number one trucking company across the United States of America. So that means they have a lot of relationships, which is why they have a lot of volume. And this is throughout the day. Orders start dropping around 5:50 a.m. and they go pretty much into the latter part of the day. Obviously, later in the day, you start to see them tapering off. But around the nighttime, like around here and through the rest of the night, you'll start seeing airport things pop up because people's luggage get left in different cities. And what happens, well, what used to happen is if your luggage got left, or let's say it didn't make the flight in time, those airlines back in the day, they had vans that would drop your luggage off to you whenever. I remember one time I was flying back from Vegas, and for some reason my luggage wasn't on the flight. About 3 a.m, someone was knocking at my door from Delta, and they delivered my luggage. Those airlines used to do that and take care of that in house, but now they've outsourced it. And you'll see Southwest pop up, or you'll see Southwest, and I think Delta right now is working with Rody, and you'll see those orders through the night. Two of their main contracts are Home Depot and Walmart. All right, a lot of orders for Walmart, a lot of orders for Home Depot. Home Depot, if you do have a box truck, they have opportunities for box truck. Those huge orders are usually in the morning. Like the first 3 drops in the morning, you'll see a lot of huge orders, obviously, because those are when the contractors are expecting those bigger items. If you watch one of the videos I did like 3 pallets of blinds. So that was a huge order. There's other huge orders that you may see from time to time that could possibly fit in a cargo van. But time to time there may be something for a 16-foot box truck as well. Walmart is another one. A lot of TVs. A gem that I'm going to give you guys that I gave you guys last year for peak season. Walmart, and a lot of you missed it. One of my subscribers went out who wasn't even in the business yet, and I posted those pictures last year. He went out and rented a 15-foot U-Haul, and they pretty much gave him every single TV because most of the people on Spark and Rody couldn't take those 75-inch TVs that they had on Black Friday last year. I believe the TV this Black Friday, I'm letting it out. I'm 98% sure Walmart just added a 98-inch on TV. I believe that's going to be their Black Friday TV of choice. If you go into Walmart, that TV is huge. Sits on 2 pallets. It's 98 inches. And I believe that's going to be their Black Friday TV this year. Right now it's on sale for $14.99, so I don't see why they wouldn't reduce it to $9.99 Black Friday. And most people that do gig apps are in cars. Even a cargo van is not going to be able to really pile up that 98-inch TV. If you go into Walmart and see how big the box is, a cargo van extended lift may be able to get 2 or 3 in there. That's going to be a come up that day for a 16-foot box truck because you'll probably be the only one that'll be able to really, make money on that TV. But another opportunity for cargo vans on the Rody app that they have a lot of opportunity for CVS. A lot of orders for CVS, a lot of orders for Scripps, Ferguson, water heaters, furnaces, what else? Tires, discount tires, NTB, wholesale. All these are cargo van opportunities. Box trucks would be a little bit overkill, but this is how you can supplement your income, and you see these orders throughout the day. All right. So cargo van is a little bit more versatile. All right. More opportunities. You can do more with the cargo van. Yes, your revenue coming in for the things that you do are going to be a little bit lower than what you would get if you're running a 26-foot box truck and you're just picking up a few pallets or whatnot. But that's because the operational cost is lower, right? So just something to think about as far as market demands. Think about your market, all right, when you do your market analysis. Where are you at? People say, Mark, if you had to do things all over again, how would you start right now? If I had to do things all over again, knowing what I know, I would definitely start with a cargo van. I'm in a large market. It presents plenty of opportunity. There's so many opportunities if you're in a large market for just delivery. It's crazy. Like I said, from catering to Home Depot to Lowe's with One Rail. One Rail is outsourcing to Rody and GoShare now their orders. So they're doing their own 3PL thing, and they're even outsourcing to Rody. So it's like you got 2 brokers now that are eating off you when you do One Rail, especially if you're getting these One Rail orders through GoShare or through Rody, but they're outsourcing to gig apps now for Lowe's. So there's plenty of opportunities in big markets where that van can literally run all day. Whereas it's hard to supplement with a box truck, right? Because a lot of these orders are smaller. If you're in a bigger market, you may not be presented with the opportunities that some of the larger markets have to offer with the cargo van. Another thing that I forgot to mention as far as Rody is Rody XD. Rody XD is Roots, right? They are piloting it in different markets. So far, it's in Atlanta, Miami, New York. The website says Chicago, Dallas, and Los Angeles, but I don't know why they're saying it. It hasn't gone live in Chicago yet, but it does say it's available. But Roadie XD is you can literally go on the Roadie app if it's in your market and they've invited you to be a Roadie XD partner. You've gone through the onboarding as far as watching the videos. You've signed a waiver and checked the boxes off. You can go to find blocks, and then you'll see different time blocks, and then you can just pick a route. All right, you can pick a route. It may have X amount of stops. It'll pay somewhere between 200 and 240 bucks, and they'll allow you to take 5 blocks a week. So be on the lookout for that. That's something that you can do in a cargo van. So that's dedicated. They're giving you 5 days, 5 blocks. That's $240 a day. All right. I have people that I know that do it in Discord. Shout out to the MGM members. Jonathan's one of them. D Jenkins is another, and they make a killing off. I think Jonathan is out doing one right now when I was just in the Discord before I came live. All right. These guys do their regular routes during the day, and whatever their regular routes make, whether it be 3, 4, I think Jonathan's doing, I think he has a route where he does fitness equipment, and then another route where he does dialysis machines, and then he picks a late roadie route, and like he'll literally be in the Discord with his camera on. I mean, I'm damn near going to bed. He's in New York doing roadie XD routes at 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night, or 10, 11 at night, because the returns are due by midnight. Right. So, here's a guy who has dedicated routes and still at the later part of the day wants to go out and make another 240 real quick. So now that it makes his day longer, but at the end of the day, it provides more revenue. Whereas with a 26-foot box truck, you aren't going to be able to do that. Now, I'm not shunning a 26-foot box truck. This is not what we're doing here. We're doing cargo van versus box truck, which is better for you. All right. And there's going to be a lot of different variables that are going to help you determine that. We're just doing a compare and contrast right now. If you're in a small market, you're in middle America, in the middle of nowhere, then these opportunities with the cargo van from a local level probably won't be available for you. Local opportunities with a 26-foot box truck probably won't be available for you. More than likely, you're going to be forced to go OTR unless you plan on relocating. These are all things that you need to think about prior to coming into this business. All right. So market demands and work opportunities. All right. Different markets are going to have different demands. They're going to have different volumes. All right. So, let's look at operational costs. We kind of touched on this, but let me just deep dive into it really quick. Cargo van, better fuel efficiency, better maintenance, costs are cheaper. When it comes to a cargo van, repairs are cheaper, insurance premiums are cheaper. Average person that I know running a cargo van is paying less than $1,000 a month. The average person. I've had people paying more. Everybody's situation is different. Some people have points on their MVR, on their abstract. Some people don't. Some people are younger. Some people are older. Some people live here. Some people live there. Some people have newer vans. Some people have older vans. All right. But on the average, most people that I talk to that have cargo van are paying less than $1,000. Most people that are in a box truck are paying over $1,000. All right. So your financing for the van, depending on the van that you get, is going to be cheaper than a box truck. Your insurance is going to be cheaper. All right. Box truck, more fuel. All right. A lot more fuel. Maintenance, a lot more higher. Insurance, a whole lot more higher. Parking can be a headache. With your van, you can literally take that home with you. You can park it. Depending on where you live, you may not be able to take your 26-foot truck home, especially if you're doing local work. You're going to have to probably rent a truck parking slot at a truck parking place. Some people take their trucks home with them, and if you're in a big city like New York or Chicago or LA, you'll find a nice shiny ticket on your truck every morning. And if that's a officer who's working that beat and he's driving past, he's going to write a ticket every night. One of the members in my Discord has a cargo van, and from my understanding, you can't even park commercial cargo vans on the street in New York. All right. But for the most part, everywhere else, I think outside of New York, your cargo van, you should be fine taking that home. Even if you have a home, it's, easier to park your cargo van in your driveway. Depending on if you have a high roof, extended length or not, you may be able to fit it in your garage, so on and so forth. But most 26-foot box trucks, especially in large markets, you're going to have to get some truck parking. All right. So that's a cost that you may have to factor in, because that can be a headache and it could lead to a lot of fines. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on all your post notifications. We're doing cargo van versus box truck. This is something that we've been doing for the past couple of years, and we're doing it right now for upcoming 2025. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on all post notifications. Gross. Obviously, you're going to get bigger loads in a box truck, but that does not mean that you'll make more money. And some people think, listen, we got almost 100 people in here. We only got 42 likes. Let's get those likes up to about 50% of the people that we got in here, please. Please, guys, let's get those likes up. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on all your post notifications, please. Box trucks provide higher paying loads, but I know a plethora of people that make a shit ton more money in a cargo van. Yes, I do. I absolutely do. I do. I know people that make more money in a cargo van. So I know some of your favorite people sell you on this, but I'm not here to sell you on one lane or the other. I'm here to get you to think what makes more sense for you, right? What makes more sense for you entering into this business based on different variables, right? Market, what do you want to go OTR, stay local, if the opportunity presents itself one way or the other, and learning curve. All right, we have to think like businessmen. I'm not up here to try to sell you one way because this is the way where my real revenue, when they selling you these courses and mentorships and things like that. No, I'm here to tell you, give you a compare and contrast, and help you make a well-informed decision. All right. So just because you have a 26-foot box truck and it's bigger and it provides more capacity to haul more freight at higher paying loads doesn't mean, a person in a cargo van ain't making more money than you. I had a guy in a cargo van who came up on the channel. He's actually in here. And if you follow my content, you guys remember when he first came up, I gave him some advice. I challenged him in a cargo van doing mostly local work. The very next month, he grossed $31,000 in a cargo van. Just listening to me. Yes, he worked harder, but he saw more results. Most people that I come across every time I do the poll ain't even clearing $20,000 in a month in a 26-foot box truck. Can they? Yes. But just because they have a 26-foot box truck does not guarantee that they'll make more than a person in a cargo van. There's a lot of variables on how you get to the bread. And some of those things we just talked about: market, volume, skill set. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on all your post notifications. All right. Let's talk about, where do I want to go from here? Let's talk about scaling. All right. Here's the thing. The learning curve cost, it's extremely expensive, right? But it's cheaper if you come in with the cargo van. All right. A lot of people jump into this business with a 26-foot box truck, and the reason why they fail are a few things. The margins are very small, right? They don't have enough working capital to withstand the learning curve. All right. This is something that, listen, listen, with the amount of money the average person comes in, you got to kind of already got it. That's why we see people coming in and exiting a lot faster. Now, literally, the past few people that I've seen come in over the past couple months are already exited. One guy 2 weeks, one guy 1 month, another guy a month and a half. That little $10,000, that shit ain't gonna really take you nowhere with no 26-foot box truck, especially if you on the new and you don't know what you doing. Brokers don't want to work with you. You still trying to feel your way through things. You renting a truck. You went out and did what wasn't in your best interest and bought a truck, and you financed it through one of these equipment finance places that we showed the other day. You thought it was sweet, and then you realized it wasn't. And that little 10,000, you saw it yesterday, and 2 or 3 days later, that shit gone. Just that quick. You running, don't know what your cost per mile is. We see this all the time. We see this play out all the time. You see it every single time somebody click that link and come up. You see it on all the replays. There's a lot more math involved. There's math involved in either way, but when you're running OTR, man, you got to have that math down to the science. A lot of people don't want to do the math. They don't want to calculate their cost per mile. They don't know their operational cost. You got to know your operational cost when you're traveling thousands of miles. You can't just go on a load board like so many people we see do and see $1,100 and, oh my God, that's $1,100, I'm gone. And not looking at the different variables. One being, how many miles are you going? We see people come up that take a load. One guy, the Haitian guy, $1,000 going 1,400 miles. I'm like, wait a minute, you mean $1,400 going 1,000 miles? He said, no, it's $1,000 going 14. I'm like, bro, you're not even making $1 a mile. He said, yeah, I realized that because I'm not even halfway there yet, and I'm already $600 in fuel. But this is the learning curve that I'm talking about. And it's a lot more expensive to operate a 26-foot box truck. That learning curve is going to be a lot cheaper with a cargo van. I think people should start in a personal car. If we can break this all the way down, I think you should start in your personal car. I think you should start with what you have. There's 3PLs that you can run dedicated routes in your personal car. This will help you learn logistics. If you plan on staying local, this will help you with a bunch of things. It'll help you learn the lay of the land from the market perspective, from the logistics perspective. It'll help you with your time management. You'll have a full understanding of what it takes to really do final mile curbside. You don't have to bear the brunt of commercial insurances while you're going through this learning curve. You can stack your money up, right, and use the future receivables from the work that you're doing with this 3PL in your personal car to grow and grassroots and bootstrap that business up to a cargo van without having to take a loan. So you're learning the industry with what you already have. So your initial investment is very minimal, if any at all. The people that I see start this way, the success rate is a lot higher than people that follow advice from people that jump straight in with a 26-foot box truck. And that's just, I'm being completely honest. So absolutely, if I was starting today, I would start with a cargo van. I would start with a cargo van, right? And I would work that cargo van extremely hard, whether I'm doing local or whether I'm doing OTR. I'm not a big fan of doing OTR in a cargo van, but I have members, right, that are doing it very, very successfully. Shout out to Sharks World. He's averaging about 4,000 a week in a cargo van. He's averaging about 4,000 a week in a cargo van. Receipts to show you. There's people in a box truck. The last poll I did, 2 weeks ago, the majority of people were making 2,000 to 3,000 in a 26-foot box truck. He's making 4,000 in a cargo van. So, and that's over the road, expedited. He goes over the road. He does over the road expedited, and then he looks for roadies when he's in local markets as he's exiting that market or entering in that market to drop something off and pick something up. In between, he's doing roadies. Listen, you got to get it. There's people like Costas, local work. Last I talked to Costas, he did $31,000 in a month. Pretty much local work in a cargo van. Their operational costs are a fraction of what a 26-foot box truck owner operator is doing. So the work is there. It's easier to learn. You really can't. Here's the thing. If you come in with a cargo van, and I'm telling you this because I look at the landscape of the people that come up, right? And just across the interwebs of, just people looking to come into logistics space, right? And, people say, oh, the people that are coming up on my channel, check it out. They're coming up on my channel because I'm doing the work and inviting them up. If other people invited people up, you'd see the same results. I'm actually doing the work. I'm inviting the people up and having the conversations when nobody else is. So that's why you see what you see. I'm the one telling these people, listen, the cargo van is probably your best bet so that you can learn. It's harder to fail with a cargo van. Why? Because the opportunities are endless. Not everybody is going to have the skill set and the mind to come in with a 26-foot box truck. A lot of the stuff that I talk about on the channel, I know it goes over a lot of people's head. It goes over a lot of content creators' heads. Hit the like button. More reason why, as a viewer, which you're a consumer of information, if you're looking to come into this space, you should start at a smaller scale. If you can't understand things that I talk about, like cost per mile, rate per mile, profit margins, all that stuff that is deemed maybe technical and advanced, more reasons why you should come in at smaller scale with a cargo van or maybe even your car and then work your way up. And when I say you can't, here's the thing. Because your operational cost is a lot lower than a 26-foot box truck, you get a dedicated route, and still, if you want to make more money, your opportunities are endless, market dependent. There's so many different apps you can sign up for and run and make money damn near 24 hours a day. Amazon Flex has routes all night. Amazon Flex has routes all night, at least in this market. I get Amazon Flex packages at 4 a.m. When I order stuff, I get an option to have it delivered overnight. So somebody's dropping it off, and it's not a DSP, it's a Flex person. You're not running under the regulations that a 26-foot box truck person is. They can only do so much, so many hours. In the cargo van, you could work till you die. If you fall asleep, you ain't no regulations. Even with the OTR expedited guys, that's why it's expedited. These guys is running until they start seeing shit in the road that ain't even there. they're not under the same regulations as the 26-foot box truck guys. So even if you come in, let's say, at a slightly higher initial cost because you made a mistake with your cargo van, there's plenty of ways for you to supplement your income versus a person who came in with a 26-foot box truck, and let's say they're not mastering the learning curve fast enough. The economy isn't working with them. There's an economic downturn. Just a plethora of things that may affect or limit their earning potential, where they may want to do more, but there's barriers set up to prevent them. Hours of service. They may want to, there's an opportunity, but they can't. And then the opportunities that are presented to a cargo van aren't presented. There's not much you're going to do 24 hours with a 26-foot box truck, whereas with a cargo van, there is. There's people ordering stuff right now, and they want it right now. Small things that you can do in your car or a cargo van that the 26-foot box truck can't, because it's overkill and or the legal barriers that prevent them from doing so. So when you do get in those tight jams and those tight crunches financially, you can work yourself out of them a lot easier. If you want to scale your business, you could do it a lot faster. Me, if I was to re-enter into this business now, yes, it would definitely be with a cargo van. I would, and I understand that the margins are even smaller because the income is smaller. Listen, I'm looking for small parcel contracts. I'm hiring only females. I don't want no dudes. I'm hiring all females, all single mothers, because they're going to come to work and get the job done. I wouldn't even, me personally, because I'm not looking at it. I'm just telling you because people always ask me, so now is my time to answer it on a large scale. I'm not looking to come in. I've always been a person to scale. I'm coming in, I need 20, 30 of them things, right? So I can make the big bucks at scale, right? And this is how I would do it. I'm looking for a laser ship. I'm looking for T-Force Waco. I'm trying to come in and run as many routes, diversified across a multitude of 3PLs. I'm hiring all baby mamas because I know they're going to come to work because little four of them and little man and them ain't taking care of their kids. And they ain't coming to work anyway. The single mother's coming to work. And I'm going to put them to work. And I'm going to get that money. I'm going to get that money. Because there's plenty of opportunities 24 hours a day. And I'm going to get that money. That's how I would do it. All right, so we talked about flexibility and scale. Now let's talk about lifestyle. Because work-life balance is so important to people nowadays that are entrepreneurs. In my day, work-life balance, that I didn't even know that was a thing. I just found out about work-life balance like 2 or 3 years ago during the pandemic. I never heard of work-life balance until 2 or 3 years ago. Because as an entrepreneur, all I knew was work. I never knew about a life balance. When you, as an entrepreneur, especially on the new, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on all your post notifications. On the new, I thought you just work until you just pass out, and then you take a cat nap and you get back up and work. But man, people want this work-life balance thing. So all right, so work-life balance, you got to consider it. All right, you got your cargo van, you got your box truck. What you want to do? This where your business plan come in. It's where your market analysis comes in. Hit that like button. We got 114 people in here. We got 73 likes. We got 96 votes on the poll. Team Cargo Van is up by 2% over Team Box Truck at 36%. Team Semi at 3%, and Team I'm still trying to figure out 23%. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on all your post notifications. All right, boom. So lifestyle considerations. Your business plan comes into play here. Your market analysis comes into play here. Study your market. What does your market present? If you want to stay local, are there local opportunities? The same situation applies as far as cost of entry with a cargo van, cost of entry with a 26-foot box truck. All right, but what does your market have? All right, are there more local opportunities from the cargo van side or more local opportunities from the box truck side? All right, does your market present local opportunities at all? You live somewhere in the middle of nowhere where a population is 7,000 to 8,000 people? Probably not. You're going to have to go to the nearest town if the nearest town is within a decent driving distance on a day-to-day basis. If not, then you got two more options: either relocation, like I said earlier, or you're forced to go OTR. Either way, with a cargo van or a box truck. Either way, the cargo van trips are a little bit shorter, right? If you're going to stay local, you're going to go to a 3PL, right? You're going to pick up your stuff. You're going to do your route. You supplement that income, you're going to do gig stuff, right? The gig stuff that you're going to do is nowadays is being fulfilled directly from the store. So you're not going to have to go out to a 3PL somewhere off a highway, because that's usually where they are, and then maybe drive 10 miles to your route or 15 or 20 miles to your route. So if you have a route during the day and then you supplement your income in the late afternoon, early evening into the night to run up that bag, then you're pretty much doing store fulfillment. When if you're on the Roadie app, you see a Home Depot order, it's paying $45. It's to pick up maybe 3 doors, right? You'll also see that order most likely is somewhere from the store between 1 and 5 miles for the drop off. So you just made $45 to pick up something and take it within 5 miles. And then you just keep wash, rinse, and repeat. You keep doing that. So your cargo van trips are going to be a lot shorter, right? And it'll probably keep you more closer to home, making it more suitable to help you stay local if that revenue is coming in. Whereas a box truck is probably going to be longer hauls, even from a local perspective. All right. When you're doing curbside final mile, right, you're going to a 3PL, right? You're not getting fulfillment from a store. And normally those loads can take you out at least 150 miles or so, especially if you're on a route in a more rural area. All right. If you're more local or you're in an area like New York, Chicago, LA, right, you may have a route that may be a little bit more dense and tight, and that'll keep you short. But for the most part, even locally, you're going out about 150 miles or so. There's other opportunities for local work with a 26-foot box truck. I didn't forget about Amazon Relay. You can run Amazon Relay, but I've never ran on Amazon Relay. I know a lot of people that run Amazon Relay, and I'm telling you now, people that run Amazon Relay today are also looking to supplement. There are some people that rely solely on Amazon Relay, but for the most part nowadays, people that run Amazon Relay are using Amazon Relay to supplement, or they have other things to help supplement what they're not getting from Amazon Relay. All right. You have people that run dedicated during the day, and they may run a short Amazon Relay local route at night. All right, so you got Amazon Relay, you got 3PL dedicated stuff as well, and that's if you want to stay local. The other opportunity is to go OTR. You can go OTR in a cargo van doing expedite. You can go OTR in a box truck. So the choice is up to you. What we see in today's society with new entrants coming into the box truck business that are sold a dream of going OTR. Once they get out there OTR, they don't want to be OTR no more. The mindset of trucking has shifted from the day of old. There's a lot of things that distract people now. There's a lot of things that people don't want to leave at home. You know what I'm saying? Because they worry about things instead of getting to the bag. So most people that go over the road now don't want to be over the road anymore. All right, over the road is tough. It's tough. You know what I'm saying? But there's plenty of opportunity on a local level to make a lot of money as well. So you have to determine, your lifestyle considerations, uh, whether you want to be local or want to go over the road, and whether it be in a cargo van or whether it be in a box truck. All right, let's talk about uh well, we kind of talked about risk. Um when you're just analyzing your risk tolerance is going to be a lot lower with the cargo van. Just point blank period. Like if you fail in a cargo van, something ain't right. Something's wrong with you. I'm just keeping it a buck. Listen. You shouldn't fail, especially if you're in a decent market. Like your opportunities are endless. All right. If you come in and you buy an affordable cargo van and you're willing to work, there's no way you should fail. I just don't see it. Your note is under $1,000, your insurance is under $1,000, and you should be making somewhere between $300 to $500 a day. How is Big Zoe making $600 to $900 a day in a cargo van? How is Costas making $31,000 a month in a cargo van? How is Sharks making $4,000 a week in a cargo van? These guys are making the money. They're working. Don't get it twisted. They working, but the opportunities are presenting themselves because there's just a plethora of opportunities for a cargo van. The learning curve is a lot easier to master, especially as a new entrant. As a new entrant, why would you want something so advanced at such a high price with limitations and restrictions? And I'm not talking to the intermediate guys. I'm not talking to the advanced guys. I'm talking to the new entrants. We're talking about cargo van versus box truck for 2025. It's not going to be much different than 2024, 2023. Actually, it's going to be better because there's more opportunities. Why? Because there's more gig apps. There's more retailers that have come to terms with the way things are going to work in the future, that have, waved the white flag and say, all right, Rody, we want you to send drivers to come here and pick stuff up. All right, Freight, we want you to send people here. Hey, Spark, can we sign up with you? Matter of fact, we're signed up for you, and you got Walmart has their own app and they still outsource to Rody. There's more small parcel freight opportunities for the smaller vehicles than opportunities that are presented for the bigger vehicles. The bigger vehicles move the capacity to the 3PLs, to the fulfillment centers, right, in bulk, for people to buy the stuff online, and the final mile people in the gig people deliver those individual twos and fews to different customers 24 hours a day. So you have more twos and fews that you're being paid for and less big bulk bringing it to those facilities. So when you measure your risk, you have to think about that. If I was coming in, I want my risk to be low as possible. I want my cost of entry to be low. I want a more for sure way of being successful. You can always scale to a 26-foot box truck. You can scale to another cargo van. You can go 16 foot, then you can go 26. You can go cargo. It's however you want to do it. But the learning curve is a little bit easier to master at a fraction of the cost. So many people have come up to me since I've been doing this cargo van versus box truck thing, because this will make the third installment, and said, man, Mark, you saved me. You saved me. So many people. I'm glad I found your channel. I'm glad I saw that cargo van versus box truck. because I didn't know what I was in for. I'm in for a lot with the cargo van, so I could only imagine I really didn't have it. Or when I did the, cargo van dreams box truck dreams cargo van money series. I gotta do the 2025 version for that. That's a humbling reality check series that I gotta do it once a year. Box truck dreams cargo van money, because a lot of people, everybody that come up here with that $10,000, you got box truck dreams. You got cargo van money. If you coming up talking to me talking about you got $10,000 to get in the box truck business, you got box truck dreams. And then they call Big Mark a dream crusher, because that's what it is. It's a dream. $10,000 ain't gonna get you nowhere with a 26-foot box truck coming in the door on the new. That's a dream. This is why we see so many people fail. They not even lasting 30 days out here with $10. You got box truck dreams and cargo van money. Ain't nothing wrong with coming in on the low. Nobody starts off in a Bentley unless you entitled and you was just born with money. You start off in a Ford Escort. You start off in a Chevy Chevette, a Chevy Cavalier. And then as you grow and you make more money throughout your life, then you glow up. You scale up, and you get better and better and better. The more money come in, you just keep growing. You keep growing. Just come in with a 26-foot box truck with limited resources and limited knowledge is the reason why so many people failing. You rarely see people failing if they come in right with a cargo van, and even if they make a few mistakes, that the money that they have, that with the withstanding the learning curve, is not as hard as it is with the 26-foot box truck. All right, so I'm gonna recommend a cargo van for new people coming in. It's lower cost, lower risk, easier to learn the ropes. You can build your knowledge without jumping off the deep end. I don't see anything wrong with it, and you can make a whole heck of a lot of money too. Local or over the road, market dependent. The poll, we got 123 votes. Team Cargo Van, 37%. Team Box Truck, 37%. Ooh, it's a tie. It's a tie. 37-37. 4% Team Semi. 22%. Still trying to get in either way. Make sure you guys vote on the poll that's pinned to the top of the chat. We got 123 votes, and we deadlocked. Cargo Van, Team Box Truck. Got 126 people in here too, so pretty much everybody voted except for about 2 or 3 people. We got 88 likes. Make sure you guys hit the like button, turn on all post notifications, and subscribe to the channel. And before we go, let's just take a look for laughs and giggles at some box truck prices, so we can get an idea of the cost of entry. And let's take a quick look at some cargo vans. So I am going to use Penske. Used truck sales as the reference here. This evening, let's look at the lowest price, because I'm not a proponent for really, really expensive box trucks. I think if you take a mechanic, you can find you a steal. All right, so at the lowest price, and I got it 50 miles outside of my location here in Chicago. All right, so Penske right now within 50 miles. These are the prices you're looking at. You got a couple level 3 trucks for about $10. 2013 for $320. 2012 international for $10 with about 325,000 miles. You got a 29 Freightliner for about $25,000. 2019 Freightliner, so 405,000 miles. This is a non-CDL from the looks of it. Let's see. Yes, CDL required. No. Here's another one with about 300,000 miles. 2018 Freightliner at 27,000. Just to give you an idea for a person who's shopping in the market for a 26-foot box truck. Now, obviously, if you go to Penske, Ryder, and Enterprise, they're going to send you to a third party finance company, which would probably be a broker like Top Mark, and then Top Mark is going to match you with a lender based on your qualifications, right? Obviously, like I said, I would stay away because they're going to rip you off. You're going to pay for this truck 2 or 3 times. All right, but these are the prices. So we looked at about the first 10. You're looking at about that. Let's take this out about 100 miles. Let's take it out about 100 miles. All right, so we go out about 100 miles. We get more options. 2013 level 3, 15. 2018 Freightliner, 21,000 level 3 with about 364,000 miles. Here's another Freightliner 2019, about 24,400 miles, 400,000 miles. That's the one we looked at before. No, this is the one we looked at before. Here's another one, 488, 24,000 miles. Here's a 2016 Hino, right? And a lot of people like Hinos. I would look in your market to see if you got a mechanic or a diesel mechanic shop that'll work on it. Some shops don't like to work on Hinos. 300,000 miles, $26,000, not bad for a 2016 268. So these trucks are very affordable in comparison to what they were 2 to 3 years ago. All right. Now remember to these prices, and we can go down the list. Even a 2019 Hino with 250,000 miles, 38,000, it's not bad. In comparison. And we can go down the list. Because we're into the 40,000s now. 45,000, obviously lower miles. Still not bad. If I were looking for a 26-foot truck, these would be out of my price range. I would be more back up in here somewhere because I know how to make stuff work and I like to make money, not spend it. So, I would pick something in this price range. I probably have my eye on this Hino right here. 300,000 miles is not scaring me. I'm in a big market. More than likely, I would run it local, doing moving or some type of local contract. There's 2 different diesel mechanic shops that I work with, and I'm not worried about spending money on a repair. I'd rather spend money on a repair here and there than spend money on a higher note with interest. All right. So here's some prices. Now let's look at some of the cargo van prices. So now I pulled up some cargo vans, and I'm going to use a Ford Transit T250. The reason why I'm using a Ford Transit T250 is because this is what I would recommend. The Ram ProMaster, listen, if you pay attention to cargo vans and you're into this business, you're going to know the Ram ProMaster. And I shout out to everybody that got a Ram ProMaster, but y'all know them Ram ProMasters ain't no good. Y'all know the powertrain on them things ain't no good. That transmission ain't no good. Everybody with a Ram ProMaster, you got some type of powertrain issue. And this is facts. Shout out to y'all. But, I would recommend to a new entrant going with the Ford Transit T250 if they could afford one. If you can't, I would definitely get a 1500. You can make a heck of a lot of money with a 1500, whether it be a Chevy Express. That would be my first choice for a 1500, a Ford Transit, Ram ProMaster if you want, Mercedes, whatever you want to do. All right. So here's the thing. I put them up. I set it to lowest. Here's a 2024 Transit 250 base model, high roof extended length, 9,700. Why? Has 600,000 miles. This is probably someone who does expedited, right? 600,000 miles in 4 years. This is someone that was running that. Clearly, they were running that van over the road. So this is probably somebody that does expedited. All right, link pinned to the top of the chat. Make sure you like the live. All right. This person does expedite. But somebody who might feel froggy, they might leap. I'm not here to tell you. We're just here to show you. Here's a 2017 T250, $11, right? 139,000 miles. That's not bad. It's extended length, doesn't have the high roof. May have to scrunch down when you're in the back of that thing. If you're tall, you may have, some back issues scrunching down in that thing. But listen, you got to get in where you fit in. Everybody want to get in big dog, but they ain't got big dog money. It's okay to start off small. I started off in a goddamn Avalanche that didn't even have a full bed. All right. So I'm a living testament that you can work with you don't have to start big, man. We can work with a little or nothing and grow. All right. You just got to put some work in. So here's one for 11.9. So let's say 12, 139,000 miles. Here's one for 12. These are T250s. If we go look at T150s, they're going to be even cheaper. Let's find a high roof. Let's find a high roof. Extended lift. Here's a medium roof, 15,000. Right? Let's find a high roof. Here's an extended lift high roof, 16,000, 160. Let's find a high roof extended lift. Maybe we'll come across one of these Amazon from one of these Arab car lots that bought one at an auction. I know high quality. Here it is, high quality. Here goes an Amazon van right here. All right. So here's an Amazon van. You can tell from the color. From my understanding, Amazon has a patent on that color. So that's how you can tell this is Amazon. You're not going to see any other van this color. I believe they have a patent on that particular mix, right? So here's an old Amazon van, 2019. Like I said, Ford Transit T250 extended length high roof here in Chicago for $19,995. It has 142,000 miles on it. All right, let's take a look at it. All right, looks pretty good to me. High roof, extended length. Still has the camera in the back that Amazon added. Got the running boards, got the step bar in the back. $142,000 miles. Amazon left it as is. Has your fold up shelves in here that you can remove, or you can just fold them up. Has these little bench step things. I don't know what those are for. Those are to block the wheel wells. I see. Those are to block the wheel wells so that you can put stuff, I guess, here, and under. Those block the wheel wells. Okay, I see why he did that. Have these little bars they put here to help pull you up in there. They built a divider right here with a door that you can stand up. Since this is a high roof, you can stand up, walk straight to the back. Listen, if I was on the new 20,000, yeah, I'll go ahead and grab him. Me on the personal. If you got 20,000 to spare, yeah, it look pretty good. It look pretty good. So there's one of those Amazon vans that I mentioned earlier that are popping up. Here goes another one. See, they got a bunch of them here. Look, they got two here. This one got 142,000. Here's one that they got for 1995 with 153,000. That's a 2020. So that's a 2020. Here's a 2015 for 20,000 with 400. These Amazon vans, I'm telling you, with the prices that they giving, because they going through auction and it's so many of them, the prices that you're gonna get them on resale, if you can get to an auction, you probably getting these vans for half. You probably getting the vans for half. There's plenty of them here in Chicago. Any Mako you drive past, I swear for God, I done drove every Mako I drive past is at least 200 Amazon vans that they got out there, and the Russian car transporters picking them up and dropping them off, taking them to auction. They bringing them straight from Amazon, taking them to Mako. Mako pulling off all the Amazon decals. They picking them up and then they taking them to auction. Drive past, if you're in Chicago, drive past any Mako, I swear you're gonna see literally 200 to 300 of these vans out there. And then they popping them up. They popping up all over the city at all the mom and pop, mostly Arab owned little car dealerships, because them meet them Arabs out there at the auctions. So you're not gonna you getting an already outfitted van for a very affordable price with low miles. So just my advice. One person that's a part of my Discord has already bought one. Matter of fact, two people have bought one. I'm sorry. Here are two more Amazon vans. Here's a 2020 with 142 for 22,000. Here's a 2020 with 147,000 for 22,000. Here's a medium roof. So they're getting a little bit more expensive now. Here's some more Amazon vans. I told y'all 24,000, 97,000 miles. It's a 2019. Here's a 2021, 135,000 miles for $25,000. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on all your post notifications. Here's another Amazon van, 26,000, 71,000 miles. Here's another one, 27,000, 28,000, let's say 67,000. It's just one dealership. So this one dealership, whoever high quality is here in Chicago, they go into the auction, they buying them all. I haven't seen one of these used Amazon vans at another dealership. They buying them all. Wherever the auction is, it may be a private auction, but it seems like they clean the house on them. Exclusive information. You only get it up on Mark the Mentor's channel first. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on all your post notifications. Amazon is relinquishing all their 2019 to 2021 fleet. All right, let's look at some T150s. Let's look at some T150s. Let's look at some T150s, guys. Let's look at some T150s. Let's just get the price comparison. Let's clear it. Let's look. Let's go home. Let's go Ford. We like Ford. We don't want to rest with Mercedes. Mercedes is kind of expensive. You know what? Before we go T150, let's look at the T350s because I want you to see the price point on those. Because some people do like the T350s. I wouldn't recommend a dual wheelbase because that wheel well is going to block you and it's going to give you some trouble getting that third pallet on there. So give me 1 second. Let's see. Ford Transit T350. Let's go 50 miles out from where I'm at. Let's do 30 miles. Let's do 30 miles. 179 matches. All right, boom. Let's start. We don't want to do best match. We want to do lowest price. All right, so here's a T350 base model, 16,000, 150,000 miles. It's a long wheelbase, doesn't have the high roof, but 16,000, you can pull and haul more weight. Has a stronger powertrain than the 250 and the 150. All right. Here's a medium roof, 17. Let's find an extended length high roof 350. Here's one, 20,000, 151,000 miles. It's a 2016. I'm gonna open one up that I see that I like. And we'll take a look at it. Here's one, 132,000. Now the 350s are a little bit more expensive. And you see, these are more than what a box truck. Some of those box trucks that we looked at, they're about the same price or more. The demand for cargo vans is higher than a box truck. Listen, there's more people looking for cargo vans than box trucks. The demand for cargo vans is higher because there's more opportunity for work. Now, here's a 2020 Transit 350. This is a single wheelbase 350. All right. I would recommend if you do go 350, you go single wheelbase. And I'm going to show you why. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications and hit the like button. Let's take a look. Leather seats. All right. Really, really clean. But I want to look in the back. I'm not really concerned with the cab area. We want to look in the area that's going to make the money. All right. All right. Cool. All right. Has the divider wall. All right. Has shelves already in there. This particular one. See how the wheel wells right here? You can still get that pallet. And then I'll show you the difference on a dually. So you can still get that full pallet on there with that wheel well right there. It's a little bit more difficult, if at all possible, with the dually. All right, let's take a look at a dually. Let's find one. The dualies are more expensive. I think this is a dually. Is this a dually? No. I can't tell. Let's find a dually. Um, let's find a dually. A dually. A dually. Let's find a dually. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, turn on all post notifications. As you see, the prices are going up and up and up. We're starting to get into the the passenger ones. All right, here's one for 42. This is a 2021 with 30,000 miles. More than a box truck, guys, like I said, but this is a single wheelbase. I just wanted to show you for a person who's looking into getting into the business, what I'm saying as far as the single and the dual wheelbase. That's a single wheelbase as well. There's a nice gray one, 44,000, 59,000 miles. All right, let's find a dual wheelbase. We're gonna find us a dual wheelbase. Single. I just want to show you guys the back for someone who's maybe looking to get in so you can understand. Just the first dual wheelbase I find, don't even matter if it's a cargo or a passenger. You know what? Let's do this. Let me go all the way to 9, 8. Damn, man, ain't no damn used dual wheelbases out here in these streets. Here go one, finally. Finally. All right, see how that wheel well sticks out? All right, that may hinder you possibly from getting another pallet on right there. So just something to think about. I usually recommend people who do go 350 to get the single wheelbase and not the dual wheelbase. See how much more that sticks out right there versus the single wheelbase? It may be a little hard for you to see because it's black and it matches the floor, but right here. So I would recommend getting a single wheelbase 350 if you're going to go uh, 350. All right, now for laughs and giggles, I know I said let's look at the price of the 150 because I just want to give you guys, you know, just an understanding of, you don't have to come in big dog. You can work your way up. There's plenty of money to be made with a cargo van. Transit 150, 30 miles. All right, so boom, let's go from lowest to highest. Lowest price. All right, 9,000, 10,000. These are 150s. These are 150s, guys. All right. Pretty much the same as some of the base model cheapest ones for the 250. So you probably could find a 250 for the same thing. Some of these 150s. So there you have it, guys. Like, it is what it is. I'll answer a couple questions and I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here because that's gonna conclude for this year the cargo van versus box truck. I'm still gonna go the same as I've been going the past three years of me doing this. I'm gonna go cargo van. If you're looking to get in, my advice would be to get in with a cargo van. It's it's an inexpensive way to come in. It's an inexpensive way to learn logistics. You can always scale up. There's plenty of opportunity to be made. Plenty of money to be made. I have case studies and I have real life people that are in my Discord that are MGM members, that have subscribers to the channel that make the money that I said they make. Costas is in here. He can attest. I've coached people on ways to make a lot of money in cargo vans, even from a local level. It's a simple blueprint, guys. I've been given the blueprint since I've been on YouTube. All right. So I still am suggesting that a new entrant come in with a cargo van or your car. Start with your car, work your way up to a cargo van. But if you must, a cargo van, more inexpensive way to come in. The learning curve is a lot cheaper. Plenty of opportunity to run throughout the day and throughout the night. So even when times do get tough and you get in those jams, you can supplement, plenty of opportunities to supplement your income. So all right, shout out to Costa, shout out to Pippi. Make sure you guys hit that like button. I think we topped out at about 130 people. We got 150 votes. Team Cargo Van is winning, 151 votes. Team Cargo Van is winning, 38%. Team Box Truck, 36%. Team Semi, 5%. Team I'm still trying to figure it out, 21%. All right, let's take a few questions, and then I'm going to go ahead and retire for the evening. Still got 100 and some people in here, 106 people, 105 likes. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on all post notifications. Let's see. Any questions? I'm going to scroll up. You Want the Money says you guys should buy a fluid truck. Fluid sell? Well, they're selling their trucks. What's the price? What's the prices? Are they selling them inexpensive? Let's see. Joaquin said he'll go to auction and buy 4 Ford Transits for under 14 grand. Okay. Not everybody has an opportunity to go to the auction. So depending on the type of auction you're talking about. You're talking about like a Taylor and Martin or a TAC auction, or you talking about something like Manheim. You go to something like Manheim, you got to have somebody walk you in there. I got a dealer's license. So if you get connect with 3PL, I know in Scotland area. Yeah, I used to go to Manheim auctions all the time. A buddy of mine got a dealer's license out of Indiana. I stopped going though. Willie D says, between Ryder and Penske, while doing my research, I found Enterprise was the best deal out of all of them. Fleet maintained with records, $165,000 for $35,000. Fresh PM2. Okay. Wally Clark said, would you purchase if you had the chance a 2022 Freightliner with 180,000 miles for $50K, but offered him 46? Nope. I sure wouldn't. I surely wouldn't. Single mother of 5, nurse looking to get out of this field. This has been calling me for years. Once I do, it's on go. Okie That's what's up. That's what's up. Hey, brother, I'm new to the industry, looking for somewhere to start investing. I'm looking at buying a cargo van. Are there any regular opportunities you'll recommend I look out for? If you're going to buy a cargo van, if you want to stay local, I get a dedicated route during the day, and I'll supplement that in the late afternoon, early evening with gig apps. Plenty of opportunities. If you're looking to go OTR, then OTR expediting is promising for cargo van as well. So yeah, you can start with both of those opportunities. Appreciate your videos, Mark. The real deal. Learned the most from you. Appreciate you, Willie D. Appreciate you kindly, sir. Let me see. I'm just trying to get some questions here. How can we talk, my brother? I mean, I'm taking questions now. You want to talk? I'll drop the link for one person, or you can ask your question in the chat. I'm only going to do one person tonight. Charles, I thank you for your knowledge because you speak facts. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Milton said a lot of single mothers also not working and getting government assistance. That's true. It's a lot of dudes not working. I'm just telling you what my game plan would be, right? It's more women working than men. because they got to take care of the kids. You dig? So I don't. And in society we live in today, with the way people look at work and how fair weather they are, from a business perspective, I'm looking at hiring a person that needs to work because they got to put food on the table, right? I'm not looking for some 22-year-old who ain't got no kids, who's still living at the crib. Nowadays, that individual may come to work, he may not come to work. Back in the day, that person came to work. Why? Because he wanted to hustle up the money and work really hard so he can get his first car. He wanted to hustle up money and work really hard so he can move out his parents' crib. The mindset was different. The mindset now was different. So I would hire a person who has to come to work because they have to come to work. Not the person who, if they feel like coming to work, they don't got to. Because guess what? If they need money, they can go turn on a plethora of apps and go get money. So from a business owner's perspective, you have to look at how you hire people different than you did 15 years ago. You're in competition with competition that is directly associated in the industry that you're in, and you're also in competition with the plethora of gig apps where people can just turn them on and instantly start making money. So as an owner of a business, you have to source your talent differently. You have to be, you got to profile them. You're just going to keep it a buck. Shout out to Superman. What's going on? Diego said, got to work so my life can be balanced. Luzelle said, hire old head that just did time when they came home. I used to hire a lot of people who just came home, but even still, those individuals have found way. They want to make easier money too. See, back in the day, in my day when I was getting started, finding felons was the thing to do because no one else gave them an opportunity. You was either gonna come lift some stuff or you was gonna get on a roof and be a roofer. Facts. Right? Nowadays, they got opportunities to do less labor intensive work and still make similar money. See, the thing is if you can work less hard, right, and make similar money, then people are gonna work, do the less labor intensive work to make similar money, even if it's a little less. Back then, when you had no other options, because there's no gig economy, technology hasn't provided opportunities for people to do Spark and Roadie and all this food delivery. They had to either come lift this furniture or they had to go get up on a hot roof. They got options today. See, you got to look at it from a business mind. I want a person, it costs money to hire people. Come on, business people, think. You think I want to be hiring people every other week? Every time I gotta go send somebody to piss, it costs. It costed me so much to the fact where I started doing the piss test in my office. I talked about that a few weeks ago. I went and bought a bunch of tests. I sent people in the bathroom. I put a glove on and I started dipping the stick in people's funky ass, no water drinking ass, yellow ass, funky ass piss. Because I got tired of paying $100 at Concentra just so that they could fail. Man, you smoke weed? No, I don't smoke weed. You gonna pass this test before I send you Concentra? Yeah, I'm gonna pass. I'm clean. They think they're gonna go drink some water and some cranberry juice, but guess what? It didn't work, and I just wasted $100. It costs money to hire people. I don't want to be hiring people every other day. So what do? We start profiling. Man, who gonna come to work? Who I'm gonna get who I think gonna come and work and gonna stay? Oh man, I think it's gonna be the single BM. So I'm just listen. The more tenured you become as a business owner, you're gonna start looking at a lot of things that you probably never thought about. Like some people probably thinking like, damn, I never thought of it. It costs money to hire people. It's not free to hire people, especially when you're in a trucking industry. You hire a driver, you got to get an abstract that costs money. You can't get an abstract for free. It costs money. Yeah, you can tell them, man, yo, y'all pay for it. Or like he said, I'm going to reimburse you, or you can make them pay for it. But then that's going to limit you because a lot of people looking for a job ain't got the money. It costs money to hire people. And the person that I hire, I want to get some time out of them. At least my initial investment back. How else does it cost money to hire people? Training. Training ain't free. You send a person out on a truck with a driver, no matter what lane. You could be OTR, you could be local, you could be moving. You send a person on a moving truck with two other guys and he on the new, yeah, he's going to be actively working, but somebody's telling him what to do. You're not going to get the level of productivity out of that individual that you're going to get from someone that's tenured. But you're paying this person to do and not getting full productivity. That's costing you. You're paying a person to train. That's costing you. Come on, let's think. So why would I want to hire a person who, looking at them, judging them, listen, profile. Forget what these people talking about. We can't profile people. You a goddamn fool. If you're a business person, you not profiling nobody, you's a fool. I'm profiling you because I don't got time or money to waste on nobody. I'm sizing you up. I'm listening to what you talk. I'm listening to your vernacular. I'm paying attention if you in the lobby waiting to come in the office, if you on the phone, how you talking on the phone. I'm paying attention to everything. Why? Because I want to get the bet. You're an investment. I'm investing in you initially. I need to recoup my investment. I need to make sure that I can get as much money out of you as possible for a long period of time. I don't want to hire nobody that's going to come in here and quit because now I haven't recouped my money. I've been watching your videos for a couple of weeks. I wanted to start with a box truck, but you made a good point about cargo vans. I'm an Amazon Flex driver and already delivering my car. There you have it. So if you're already in your car doing Amazon Flex, you're learning your market. You're learning your market. You're learning time management, how to load your vehicle, how to park your vehicle, how to get to them stops and get out and get those stops completed in a short amount of time, right? Because when you're doing this type of work, the more time that it takes you to do it, the less money you make. The more time it takes you to do these stops, the less money you make in actuality, right? So you're learning it, right, from your personal vehicle, right, which you didn't have to, you already had it. So your initial cost was next to nothing. So yes, you should probably scale. My advice would be to scale to a cargo van. And you'll probably scale to a cargo van more successfully than a person who starts initially in a cargo van because you're out in the field doing the exact same work that you would do in a cargo van anyway. What the cargo van is going to afford you and allow you to do is to haul more capacity, which gives you the opportunity to make more money. You're going to be doing the exact same thing, but you're just going to increase your capacity, which will allow you to make more money. So I think what you're doing is excellent. I think what you're doing is right. I think what you're doing is better than people that jump straight into this in a 26-foot box truck. So kudos and congratulations to you. I think a cargo van is your next step. Jerry Center said, Mark, I'm tweaking, probably because I said I was going to hire the women. Hey, well, hey, check it out. Go hire you some men. I guarantee you I could hire 10 women. You could hire 10 men. And I guarantee you them 10 women are going to last longer than them 10 men. In the cargo van business. This is another reason why I wouldn't jump into the box truck right now. If I did it all over and I was going to build up again, I'm going to go get the cargo vans. I'm going to hire the women. Why? Because they ain't worried about them lifting. They doing small parcel. I don't got to hear them complaining like I got to hear it. Listen, I listened to cats complain for years about lifting. I don't want to listen to no lifting complaints no more. And I listen to people that complain from time to time that was hardened people. All right. These cats today ain't hardened like that. They not. They ain't worth a hill of beans. They can't even lift they can't lift nothing. They don't want to do no hard work. So why put myself up against that? You put them over the road. They complain because they worry about what they girl got going on back at the crib. They see her, she done popped up at the club. They see it on Instagram. They ready to turn the whole damn truck around. You, owner operator, you looking at your GPS. You see the truck make a U-turn on the GPS and headed back to where they came from. You come like, bro, why you turn around? Man, my girl tripping, man. I got to get home. But nobody want to deal with that. I'm just keeping it a buck with you. Man, I'm going to deal with them single BMs, boy. They got to come to work. They got to put food on that table, man. See, you tweaking. I'm looking at it from a business perspective. I'm not looking at it like how you look. I'm looking from a business perspective, big dog. For real. Let me see. What about coming in with a 16-foot box truck from a cargo van? 16-foot box truck, you could do bulk 3PL work, right? So bulk office supply work. You can do some gig work. It may be a little bit overkill, but there's opportunities. You could do curry, but yeah, you can do bulk work. I mean, a 16-foot, it started like a small little moving company. You could focus on just a few items up to 1 bedroom, studios, dorms, 1 bedroom. Yeah, but ultimately, I still think the 16-footer, and this is just my professional opinion, it's that, it's in between. So from a middle mile perspective, I would probably go cargo van. I mean, from a starting perspective, I'll go cargo van. Unless you're gonna do a moving company, then I would go cargo van. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't do a 16. I'll go cargo van. I think the opportunities that are going to present you with a cargo van and a 16-footer, the 16-footer is going to be more overkill than not. Than the cargo van. It's going to pretty much present you with the same unless you're doing moving, but more times than not, the 16-footer going to be overkill. All right, so I saw one thing, so appreciation. Where was that at? You should start with you have. You should start with what you have, get everything out of all you've got. Yep, that's why I say, if you got a car, start with your car. There's nothing wrong with starting with what you have, guys. People will sell you an idea of a 26-foot box truck, but when those bills come, right, and you don't have that knowledge to fully know how to move that truck, see, it's easy for people to sell you on an idea. But you're going to be the one that has to figure the shit out and pay all those bills. See, you can't depend on the people that sell you the idea to come pay these finance equipment companies that you signed up with that you shouldn't have. You can't tell them to come pay Penske Enterprise and budget because you rented a truck. You can't tell them to pay this $2,000 a month for Progressive, you know what I'm saying, for your insurance. They not finna pay these bills. All right? Like, why you think everything in life is with progression? Not everybody jumps into the mansion. That's why they have starter homes. First-time home buyers, starter homes. Yeah, your first crib might not have been 1,000 square feet. because that's all you could afford. You own the new. You couldn't jump into that 7,000 square foot. You did with them 8-9 bathrooms. You didn't start there unless you was entitled to win the lottery. You started with something that you could afford, a little starter home, maybe about $150,000. You did what I'm saying? It is what it is. You started with a starter car, didn't you? Did you jump into a Bentley right away? No, you didn't. You wasn't pushing no S580. You weren't pushing no G-Wagon. Drop what your first car was in the chat. What was your first car in the chat? And keep it a buck. I guarantee you it wasn't over no 100. I guarantee you most people's first car probably was under $10,000. All right, so it's nothing wrong with starting small and growing. Why does everybody want to start at the top? My first car was a 1987 Oldsmobile 98. I got it in 1998. It was an 87 Oldsmobile 98. I paid $700 for it. My first car I paid $700 for in 1998. My second car was a 1994 Chevy Lumina. I got that in 99. That car was $6,400. I bought that from a Chevy dealership off the lot. My note was $288 a month. I remember it like it was like, how do I remember shit from 20-some years ago and people don't even remember? I ask people what their cost per mile is, and they can't remember what their current cost per mile is while they sitting on my screen in their box truck. That's what be crazy to me. I can remember things from so long ago because these things were milestones. The point that I'm trying to make is everybody starts and works their way up. I didn't start with $100 and some thousand cars. My first car was $700. And by the grace of God, he put me in a position where I could drive $100,000+ cars. But it didn't start like that. It didn't start like that. So business is the same way. Come on, guys. Let's get it together. Let's get it together. Let's get it together. All right. All right. All right. We got 112 people. We got 114 likes. All right, let's close this out. Let's get this poll up to 200 votes, and then we're going to close the poll out. We got Team Cargo Van coming in at 40%, Team Box Truck at 35%, Team Semi at 5%, still trying to get in 21%. You see that poll pinned to the top of the chat. Make sure you go in and partake in that poll. Right now, we got Team Cargo Van winning. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on all your post notifications. Shawty Hit says, I never hear anybody explain how the pick up and drop off other loads go. Well, you have to be more specific. Pick off and drop off of what loads? All right. If you were hiring with the cargo van, would you run it how you would pay? You would still do dedicated and absent. All right, so if I was running a cargo van at scale, I would pay per route. I would pay per route. I would take the hit on the W-2, you know what I'm saying? But I would pay it per route, right? And because I would leverage a guarantee, all right? If I couldn't get a guarantee coming in the door, then I wouldn't take it. I can't do it per piece. I can't do it per piece at scale because per pieces fluctuate, right? And in order to get someone to come to work, I would have to give them a guarantee, right, per route. And if the piece counts fluctuates, then I'm losing money. And it could be a month or two. Let's say we're doing like some type of office supply route. I know that, when school's out for the holiday, December is going to be slow. Second half of December is going to be slow. All January is going to be slow. I know May, school that's out for the summer. June, July is slow. So a lot of those days, and this is from experience, those routes are light. So if those routes are light and I know I got to pay a guarantee to keep people coming to work, but I'm losing every single day, then it wouldn't be worth it for me, right? So I would need a guarantee, and then I would pay a guarantee to the people that are running those routes. I don't do per piece. That to me. That's a quick way to failure. I don't do per piece. Box Truck Gang said 91 Geo Metro. Ooh, some people probably don't even know what a Geo is. I remember that little bitty old Geo Metro. Ooh wee, you telling your age with that one, big dog. You telling your age with that one, big dog. St. Louis said his first car was a G Dodge Neon 2006 Chevy Impala. Kevin says a Dodge Neon, 1996 Civic, 1995 Toyota what's that, Camry or Carrillo, 05 Civic, $500 Cuddy. Got him a Cuddy buddy. Shout out to everybody part of the Cuddy Club. Y'all had the Cuddy Club up there in Ohio? You got Cuddy? You part of the Cuddy Club? What else we got? Charlie said got a clean drug test, 100 a pop. Oh man, come on, bro. DeVar said, love the gems you putting out. Keep up the good work. Not selling dreams. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, man. Hey, as long as people keep coming, then I'll keep doing the content. All right, we had 200 votes, so let me close this out because I'm tired, man. I still ain't ate, man. I gotta get out of here. All right, so I'm gonna close this poll out. 200 votes like I wanted. All right, Team Cargo Van 40%, Team Box Truck 34%. So Team Cargo Van wins. 20% said they trying to get in, and then semi is 5%. All right. So that's the poll. We closed it out at 200 votes. So thanks you for everybody that voted. 1090 Wall Street says mama owned box truck. Facts, it's hard to keep drivers. It's real hard to keep drivers. DeVar said Legends putting out. I talked about that. Tonight said everybody profiles. You want the money, said Mar. That's why you tell them reimburse on their first check for passing the test. Shit, man. Can you get somebody to pay now up front with the thought of reimbursement? Man, shit. All right. So, all right, guys. I think I'm gonna close out. Jay wrote one know the membership. There's 3 tiers to membership. Just hit the join and you can see what those 3 tiers are. On my main home page. How much would you pay drivers if making $200 a day with T-Force? If you're making $200 a day, why you ain't on that truck, big dog? Or van. If you got a van at T-Force that's grossing $200 a day, you probably should be on it. If you're looking to scale, then shoot. More than 50% of that, who you gonna get to come to work for $100 a day nowadays? And that $200, what does that $200 entail? What are you running? A dedicated route? How many pieces are you running? How long does it take to run that route? How far is that route from the 3PL? How far out are they sending you? See, all this is going to be determining factors of what you're going to pay your worker. Ain't nobody coming to work for less than $100. Period. Nowadays, probably $150. All right. So if you're grossing $200, then more than likely you putting a driver on that thing. No, ain't no most likely. I'm 100% guaranteed $200 a day with a driver, you're operating at a loss. Now, if you're fine with operating at a loss because you're looking to scale, then that's one thing. But if not, then this is probably something you shouldn't be doing. So, you driving, you make $200 a day with T-Force. Well, here's the thing. And 150 on the evening room, what I do. All right, so if the route pays 200, then I'm gonna be honest with you, putting a driver on that route is gonna cost you money. All right. I think to come out with a small profit margin on a route like that, you gotta be at least at about 300. Right. 50% can go to your driver. Right. Right. So somewhere between 125, 150, more than likely 150, and then you're probably gonna account another 50% of what's left to cost, right? Uh, and then you'll probably make somewhere between 50 on the low and 75 if your operational costs are low and you're running it efficient enough, right? So you should be able to, with a cargo van, depending on the route, you should be able to cover your costs with the rest of that 150, probably about another 75. So even 75 to $100. So you should be able to net about $50 on that route. When I had some cargo van routes that I mixed in with one of my Office Depot routes back in the day, and majority of them were 16 footers that we were running for Office Depot. But I had like 3 cargo vans running, and the net on those cargo vans was about $40, $50 a day. So even still with a guarantee of $300 on those cargo vans, because they were extended length, they wanted to talk me down and say, "Oh, we'll give you $270, $250 for the cargo vans." I said, "No, I need $300." So even with the cargo vans, I was still netting. No, you know what? They did talk me down to $275. $275. I was netting about $50 with those cargo vans. So like $40, $50 a day, which I'm fine with. If I net $50 a day with a cargo van, I'm netting on a five-day work week. That's $250. That's $1,000 a month. So I'm fine with that. See, I'm fine with working on small margins. Some people say, "Oh, listen, I'm here. It worked. I'm here. I scaled on small margins. It works. I'm telling you, it works." So the 70, 60, 50, 40, I need proof. Show me proof. Somebody's in my comments the other day say they were doing Amazon Relay on 60% margins and they ain't burning half a tank of gas. I mean, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I just show me where you can cover all your costs and have a profit margin that high. Show me. That's all I'm asking for people is to show me. Show me. Show me where you can make 70, 60% and all this crazy stuff. Show me where you can put water in your tank and it's gonna run. Like, are we filling our tanks up with water? What are we using to fill? Like, we ain't paying fuel no more. Like, everybody got money to just come in cash and buy their equipment outright. Y'all ain't paying insurance no more. Like, what are we doing here? Here's the problem. People ain't paying themselves. That's what it is. They robbing from the sustainability business. They ain't paying themselves. They ain't paying taxes. They ain't paying themselves. Because if you couple in 30% to the tax man, you couple in 30% to fuel, that's 60% right there. Like, are we paying taxes? Because I know what corporate taxes look like. I showed y'all a big thing, and I showed y'all a couple years of taxes. I showed y'all quarterlies. So Big Mark then showed his taxes. So understanding how you're taxed, something ain't right, bro. We already had one person come up here on the channel and say he's been running his box truck for 4 years and ain't paid taxes not 1 year. So how are we getting these huge profit margins when the cost of operation is so high? I want to see it. Somebody show me, because I don't believe it. 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 Because I know how much it costs to fill up tanks. I know how much insurance costs. I know how much labor costs. I know how much taxes are. Even with spending a bunch of money, are we not running profitable businesses? Because if you're running a profitable business, you're paying taxes on what you made. So are we not making money? Because then if we're not making money, that means, guess what? There's no profit margin because you took a loss. So when people say this shit not making sense. I'm not making sense, bro. So everybody that I know that runs successfully, the margins are about in the same range. Unless you're doing moving. But if you running middle mile, you running locally, curbside, you running big and bulky final mile, margins a little bit better. But them OTR margins, So, all right, guys. I appreciate everybody. Was a good live tonight. Hope you guys learned something, got some value. Make sure you guys hit that like button on your way out. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on all post notifications. I think when you said you hired immigrants was the smartest thing. I feel a little bit different about that now. When you say immigrants or you say migrants, I'm not hiring no migrants. All right. Immigrants, yes. Migrants, no. All right. So subscribe to the channel. Turn on post notifications. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Appreciate everybody. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.